Hey guys, Sonic Smash Bros. Here, and I did originally state that there was going to be no profile for Rush. Well, about that, things have changed because of how wild my climb was. I wanted to do this with Omega Psychic. Quickly proved to be too unstable, too inconsistent. Seriously, take Ice Pop Bear off the list already, please. Why is that even still on there? Anyway, so I went Elemental Hero for a backup, got all the way to Gold 5, and then on every single rank up attempt where I got there, I would brick, because, you know, Rush hates me. So, at some point I decided, let's return to my roots a bit with Seven's Road. We're looking at the Fusion build once again, because, yes, I have a complete extra deck, and also, I need to point out that despite the new support, I don't actually play any of the cards in there, except for one particular card that I will throw in during the profile. So let's take a look at this with the skill of choice, Master Excel Road. Can be activated from turn 2 and onward by revealing one 7's Road Magician, 7's Road Witch, or Swordsman of Roadstar in your hand, if all the effect monsters in your constructed main deck are spellcaster type monsters. Add up to 2 copies of 7's Road Magician, 7's Road Witch, Swordsman of Roadstar, and or Fusion in any combination from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you added 2 cards to your hand by this effect, also send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard. So, we got triple 7's Road Magician. Send the top card of the deck to the graveyard. This card gains attack points equal to the number of different attributes in your graveyard times 300 until the end of this turn, so you know the drill. Get as many attributes into the graveyard as possible. We also have the Magician's Valkyria. Your opponent cannot attack face-up spellcaster type monsters other than this card. This is surprisingly helpful in more situations than you might think. I know most people prefer Luster Dragon now. I still really love Magician's Valkyria. Do not sleep on this thing. Hey, get back in there! Anyway, that little weirdness aside, we have 7's Road Witch, 3 of these as well. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon 1 level 7 or higher, dark attribute, spellcaster type monster from your hand, face up to your field. If you special summon 7's Road Magician by this effect, this card gains 400 attack points until the end of this turn. So, you know the drill with that. Triple 7's Road Sorcerer. Send 3 face-up monsters from your field to the graveyard, special summon a level 7 or lower spellcaster type monster from your graveyard, face up to your field. If you special summon 7's Road Magician by this effect, you can special summon 1 7's Road Witch from your graveyard face up to your field as well. Triple Strange Witch. If you have no other monsters on your field, special summon 1 7's Road Charm Witch or 7's Road Witch from your graveyard face up to your field, then you can add 1 fusion from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty simple. We have the Triple Mystic Dealer. Send the spellcaster type monster from your hand to grave, draw 1. I do admit Amazing Dealer is probably better at this point, but there's times where Mystic Dealer can just help out later on when, you know, you have more monsters in grave. But anyway, the 1 Arrow Sorcerer, the 1 Flare Sorcerer, just for Wind and Fire for the 7's Road. It's also Spellcaster, so even though these are worse stats than like Luster Dragon or, say, Giga Tech Wolf, I do think the consistency of the Spellcaster typing is a little bit more valuable. Triple Swordsman of Roadstar, this is for the skill. And that is it for monsters on the spells and traps. We have Polymerization, fusion summoned by sending monsters from your hand or field to the graveyard as fusion material. Don't sleep on Polymerization, this card does come up from time to time. I know many people play Pot of Greed instead. I prefer Polymerization. You may be wondering why, you'll see later. Triple Magical Stream. If you have a face-up spellcaster type monster in your field, destroy 1 spell trap card in the opponent's field. Pretty straightforward. The 1 Talismanic Steel Array, shuffle 4 monsters from your graveyard into the deck. 1 face-up monster in your opponent's field loses attack once equal to its level times 200 until the end of this turn. Sometimes we just need to be able to push and run over things we otherwise can't. And, well, this helps. Double Fusion. Fusion summoned by sending face-up monsters from your field to the graveyard as fusion material. And as for traps, we have Compulsory Evacuation Device. When a player normal or special summons a monster, or after your opponent activates a spell card, return 1 monster from the field to the owner's hand. And Buffered Slime. When an opponent's level 8 or lower monster declares an attack, send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This turn you take no battle damage, but if your life points are 3,000 or higher, you take 2,000 damage. Buying a turn against Red Eyes with the Meteor Dragon stuff is huge. Buying a turn against Manya is huge. Other than that, not much else to say. On to the extra deck, starting with 7's Road Ultima Witch. Shuffle 1 spell card from your opponent's graveyard into the deck, then you can add 1 spell card from your graveyard to your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, you can only activate 1 normal spell card. Master of the 7's Road. This card gains attack once equal to the number of dark attributes spellcaster type monsters in your graveyard with different names, times 300. that's continuous. If you have 7 or more Dark Entry spellcaster type monsters in your graveyard combined, whether they have different names or not, this card also inflicts piercing battle damage. 777's Paladin. We do need to be a little bit careful of summoning this thing because of Star Protector's protection now, but nonetheless, this is still really good. Send the top card direct to the graveyard, then choose one of these effects. Either have this card gain attack points equal to the number of different attributes in both graveyards combined, times 400 until the end of this turn, or shuffle one monster from your graveyard into the deck and then draw one card, well, if you so choose. Personally, I would cut one of these now for Roadstar Gladimagia, but I'm not playing the actual 7 Sphere Magician or Magical Swordsman of Roadstar support. I'll go into that later. And lastly, 777's Road Charm Witch. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Change the map position of one monster in your opponent's field. Also, this card inflicts piercing battle damage during this turn. If you have 7's Road Magician in your graveyard, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects this turn. Quite nice. So, as for why I do not play specific cards, namely... Where are you? You're around here somewhere. Okay, where is... It should be here. No, it's further down. Alright, where are you? I know you are around here. There we are. Magical Swordsman of Roadstar. This is not considered Swordsman of Roadstar in the hand. It's considered it on the field once its effect is activated. So, not exactly great. Especially considering we need these specific monsters to activate the skill, not one whose name becomes it. So, having Magical Swordsman of Roadstar and by proxy, 7 Sphere Magician, yeah, it feels like adding these is just adding extra bricks that you really can't afford to be adding in the first place. The only card among the new support I would even remotely consider, and I'm gonna start throwing this in, is Roadstar Gladimagia, or Gladimaggio, however you pronounce it. One copy of this is all you need because it's a contact fusion, and also on top of this, this has some pretty decent effects for both debuffing and getting past set 3 pass. One copy is all we really need. So, for future reference, I will be cutting out one 7's Paladin for the Roadstar Gladimagia. But the actual profile has 3 7's Paladin, so do keep that in mind. Anyway, that is it for the deck. On to the replays. So before we get this started, yes, I did run into the real Mech Lord. If anyone wants to see that game, I might upload it as a bonus, but I also don't want to do that out of respect for the guy, so with that said, let's go. So, several attempts later that I've lost count on of me bricking with Hero in the worst possible times, and about 4 or 5 attempts later on 7s at Gold 5, this run happened.
Every time we duel, we're loading the road to freedom. Can't know. Here we get ready for the rush. Here I go.
Here we go. It's time to get started.
Mystic Dealer activates his. I set a card. This duel's. I'm gonna.
And let's get this train rolling. Master Accelroad is a go. If they pitch the witch, you know they have the Strange Witch on standby. And yet, he didn't add more than one card for some reason?
I activate 7's Road Witch. Nothing will stop. Strange Cat. I activate my spell talk. Here I come. Fusion Summon. I activate my monster's effect. Seventh Road Magician, active time to Seventh Road Magician.
Alright, cool story, bro.
I attack with my monster. This duel, here I end. It's my turn. I draw. I'm loading. Inherit the scepter that can lead the way. I activate seven. Nothing will stop. I activate my spell card. A planet, a galaxy.
Yes, we are actually gonna sit on Master of the Seventh Road. This is the only way I can safely get a decent board presence going, and if he tries the fusion, I have compulsory to bounce the fusion back.
Here I go. It's I draw. There's always... Flare Sorcerer! Seventh Road Sorcerer! Nothing will...
And this guy is going absolutely crazy.
Hey, way to go! Even if...
Couldn't quite run over the Master. Sometimes it's just the best thing you can do. But now we have Manya, and again, I've started turning off voices when I play the game on PC whenever Manya shows up, because I am sick and tired of that one liner of hers. You already know I'm not going to bother repeating it because it's just annoying. And yet, dub Manya isn't too terribly good. I can at least tolerate it. Part of the reason why I wish we had dual audio options in this game.
Since Mimi,
here we go!
go!
Get ready for the rush!
It's I draw.
So this hand, with all due respect, starts off kinda rough.
It's my turn.
Gotta take a... Come on out! I activate my... Lead the way! Swordsman of Rose!
No, Seventh Road Magician.
I'm good to go!
So we are forced to go a little crazy.
I'm gonna set a card. I set a card.
I choose not to go for mutual here.
I attack with my monster. Swordsman of Road Star. Slash. With that, I end my turn.
Because if I'm being honest, I just didn't care at this point. I was getting tired of having to deal with all this, and I just wanted this done. Oh no! Anyway, pitch Rainapolis. I just get it back for free because of Nivea.
Hit is the card I set.
Man!
My hand.
I swear, they always know! I swear, they always know, and I don't get why!
I activate the field spell. I activate my monster's effect.
Go ahead, bounce that back like I care.
Let's teach dark horse. The food
And somehow we are barely living by 200 life points. Freaking Manya, dude, I swear.
Here I come. I activate my lead the way. I activate Seventh Road Witches. Nothing will stop. I activate my spell card! Here I come! I'm gonna fusion summon a monster! Swordsman of Roadstar!
I don't think so.
And I knew Trample was coming. Nice try, buddy. I had another one waiting for this reason and this reason only.
Elemental Roll! I activate my monster's effect! I activate my spell card! The Mystic Hero rises to spread the legend of the Wield the blade.
Never count Seven's Paladin out.
I've chosen which affects Seven's Paladin. I'll use this card I set.
And for good measure, let's just talismanic this thing.
Okay, now attack! I'm on the road to glory. My monster attacks. Even if you're...
Yeah, down but never out. That's just how I see it. Anyway, moving right along, things are about to get wild. Some people are trying to be crazy and combine Vocalized Phoenix with the Chemical Fusion stuff that we just got for Monobo. And it's a little wild, but I do think you're better off just sticking to one or the other. And Alchemy Blaze is basically Master Excel Road, but for Monobo. Like, low-key, it's basically Master Excel Road for Monobo. It's insane. I don't get it.
Here we Maddox, so get ready for the rush!
Though admittedly, this was a pretty poor start.
Here I go! My turn. It's Mystic Dealer! I activate my spell card! Magic Mystic Dealer activates his... There's always a...
Lean a hard right. I end up pitching Fusion here because if I'm being honest, I mostly just did not care.
In that case, time for the card I set. I activate a trap.
Goes for the shiny shady, but I have Valkyria on standby. Bonk.
I draw. My abilities.
Or no, it might have been Chemicalized Salamander, he might just be going full-on Fusion build. But I do know some people are trying to combine the Vocalized Phoenix stuff with this.
I am Ember, the Hyperus. I activate.
Bro, I hope you realize this means you are either getting rid of the Witch or the Magician, and you cannot get rid of both.
From my hand, Chromatographagus.
Nice try.
Effect. Chemical burn. Battle. Chromatographagus.
So it's your call what you get rid of.
Even if the odds aren't on my side, hypothesis is incorrect. Gotta take a risk.
So remember how I said polymerization can in fact come up.
Come on out. I activate my monk. Lead the way. I activate Seven's Road Witches. Nothing will stop. I activate my spell card. Fusion! Here I come. I'm gonna fusion summon a monster. From my hand.
Never sleep on polymerization, folks.
The legend of the Sevens. Wield the blade of destiny. Sevens Paladin. I activate my monster's effect. Seven's Road Magician X. I've chosen which effect Seven's. Okay.
Full power, full swing. Say good night.
Attack! I'm on the road to glory. Attack Seven's. I guess I can turn a blind eye. Just this once. Rush duels are gonna change the world of dueling forever.
Yeah, do not sleep on polymerization. People question why I don't play Pot of Greed instead, and then they learn. Polymerization has its moments to shine. That was one of them. So we got more 7 shenanigans.
Let's make them every here. Get ready for the rush. I'm gonna. I draw. I'll set a monster. I set a card. I'm gonna set a card. This duel's only here. I end. It's my top. There's always Mystic Dealer. Can't let that happen. Inherit the lethal.
Star protection.
Nothing will.
So I debate on just going straight for the Master, but I ultimately decide against it because if he has background removal, removing my one compulsory would suck.
It's my I'm loading my. Looks like today wasn't my day.
And just has nothing for some reason, and also there's the 7 Sphere Magician. Again, I don't like playing that because it's clogging up the deck in terms of the skill, and in terms of normal summons. So, you ready for the rank up to get bizarre because the matchmaking decided to just not work? Yeah, for some reason I'm fighting a Silver 1 in Gold 5. I am a whole 2 ranks, in terms of tiers, basically, above you. How am I running into you?
Here's a feast for your ears.
And it's Gradius, with their actual skill for once and not just relying on Dimension Linker. I hate the Dimension Linker skill so much. But this hand was god-awful, like, look at this! Triple 7-0 Magician. For what reason?
I activate my spell card. Magic, I activate 7's Road with nothing will.
Triple 7-0 Magician, the Witch, and Magical Stream. Which, I managed to salvage this somehow. I don't know how I did that. But it's gonna come back to bite me later, too.
I attack with my monster. With that, I
don't want to miss a sick time to draw. From my hand, I activate a spell card.
Power Capsule Red is just gonna do its thing.
Feel free to join
This guy does not know how freaking Gradius works. And then there's Crapper Throne and Shining City Knights for some reason. I don't get it.
The king requests your presence. Feel free to join me. I activate my monster's effect. From
Freaking
my hand,
Vinari.
I activate a spell card. Take the mic. I activate
And then
my
he
monster's
pays the
effect. I
life
activate
points
my
for some
take the
reason.
mic.
I don't get it.
activate my monster's effect.
Like, what was this?
Use and summon. I activate my monster's effect.
Now the question is, what do you go for? He goes with the Magician. That's a bit of a bad move, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
7's Road Sorcerer. I activate my spell card. Magical Stream. I activate 7's Road Sorcerer's effect. Nothing will. Lead the way. I'm good to go. I activate my spell card. Here I come. Fusion Summon. I activate my monster's effect.
Now, I kid you not, if I had any other monster,
Time to battle.
I could have just straight up taken this.
My monster attack.
But because it decided to not give me one, I'm leaving this guy on 600 life points, and I am extremely nervous.
I end my
Although
turn.
really, it should have been 700 life points, but this guy was, you know,
From my hand,
bad, I guess.
I activate a spell card.
The Assault Cannon, like, why is that even there?
The king requests your presence. I activate my
And then
monster's
free
effect.
jump scare out of nowhere.
The king requests your presence. Feel free to join.
So
I
I'm
activate
scared out of my
monster's
mind.
effect. I activate my monster's effect. Let's go.
And I'm stuck having to pray that he literally has nothing to work
I'm
with.
gonna fusion summon I activate my monster's effect. I set a monster. Time to play.
Fortunately, he doesn't.
Attack.
Somehow I live.
There's no
All I
way
need
before
is a
I
way
can
to get a
fight.
fusion out or a way to activate skill.
Gotta take a
There it is.
Mystic Dealer. Lead the way. I activate 7's Road. Nothing will stop.
When things don't go my way, I just gotta try harder.
And that would have been Master of the Seven's Road. But either way, Seven's Fusion Road in King of Games. It was interesting going back to this, if I'm gonna be honest, because I hadn't really played Sevens seriously in a hot minute. It had definitely been a while since I've done this, and I do think it is actually surprisingly doing pretty well for me. Now, I might actually go for this again next month, but this time what I'm actually going to do is cut one of the paladins and throw in Roadstar Gladamagia, or Gladamagia, however you pronounce that, but either way, the reason I'm looking to throw this in specifically is because Paladin, while really good, doesn't come up 3 times in one game, or at least it doesn't seem like it. At least not in Magia, it might come up, and also on top of this, it doesn't need fusion, so it's a quick tech if you absolutely need it. That said, ultimately, I do think 7s is just fine as it is with all of its basic stuff. You don't need the Fear Magician, you don't need the Magical Swordsman of Roadstar. In fact, I think those cards are a detriment to the deck when you'd rather just be playing consistent, which this can do. This has a lot of consistency to it, a lot of gas to it. It has so much power to it as well. Like, it does struggle a little bit with Meteor Black Dragon and running that over, but all the same, you have Charm Witch for that. Like, we have plenty of good cards in here to where I think we can safely just go about things as we always have. 7s, despite its new support, doesn't really change its game plan. It just adds in one different fusion tech instead of one of the 3 paladins we have. And honestly, I'm fine with that. Other than that, that's all I really have to say, so look forward to 7s again next month, I guess. Until that video, and until the speed profile, if I can hit Kingdom Games this month, I'm not sure. Well, whatever it might be next. Later, guys.